Family, you are still welcome on your platform, on your channel for the freedom of the Zimbabwean people. Kembo Mohadi in health scare, abandons UZ lecture after signs of collapse. My God, this is bad news. Very, very bad news. A report that we have here is indicating that things are not well for the vice president, the second vice president of ZANU PF, Kembo Mohadi. And ZimLife reports that health fears for Mohadi after he appears to collapse at UZ. Vice President abandons lecture after knees give in, right? And this is not the first time that we have seen this happening, family. You still remember that Kembo Mohadi, once again, was it in Bikita? Yes, I think it's in Bikita or in Boera or somewhere there during the time of towards elections. He also collapsed, and it was a bad thing. It was very sad. And I remember the incident that happened after that was that the CIO had to rush around, and they took cameras, they took phones from people that had filmed the event. And that the pictures and the videos never came out. And after that incident, I spoke about it in one of the shows. And I said, you know what? It is very, very ironic that when something like that happens, people want to cover up. ZANU-PF wants to cover up the frailty of their leadership. But these people are old. What do you expect? These people cannot be there forever. You know, they've made something that they can't rig, which is age, sickness, and death. And it's a reality. So this idea of ZANU-PF people wanting to die on the seat of power is a very wrong, it's a very wrong mentality. They are supposed to rest these people. You know, some of these duties that they have to be doing here are very, you know, tiresome. They are very taxing on their bodies. You are old, you are old. There is time to work and there is time to rest. That's why people are supposed to be going for pensions, and they have to be relaxing in their homes, you know, enjoying with their children. But these are grandfathers who don't want to spend time with their grandchildren. I wonder what time they really spend with their grandchildren. They need, their grandchildren will not remain with any sweet memories of their experiences with their grandfathers, because they want to be always, you know, moving about, flying around and things like that. And yet their health, their bodies are giving in. You still remember the other time that Emmerson Mnangagwa landed. I don't remember which country it was when he landed, and all his trousers were wet. You know, these are old people. That is a reality. So when Kembo Mohadi failed the last time, I thought that probably he was going to take a sabbatical and go, but it was covered up. ZANU-PF did not want it to be known. They took away people's phones and people's cameras, tried to hide it as much as they can. But till when shall you hide old age? You know, people like Mnangagwa, they are not healthy, those guys. When you see them on those stages, you think that those people are very healthy, because they will be appearing on stage only for 30 minutes or so, and then they go. But what happens behind the scenes, those people are very old. Just imagine your father or your grandfather who is 87 years old right now. I have my father. My own father is almost the same age with Emmerson Mnangagwa. But he's a sick man, sickly, high blood pressure, and, you know, things like that, fatigue, tiredness, the legs swelling, and things like that, problems with the eyes, and, you know, something like that. And they're always on medication here and there. They have to be doing some exercises to make them walk about and things like that. They have to have some special diet and things like that, because it's old age. That's what our bodies will end up getting to at the end of the day. But somebody would want to tell themselves that they can defy nature. They want to fight against what God has declared, that men shall go back to the dust. They are telling themselves that we can renew ourselves as like eagles and still come back from 80 years and come back to 40 and start being a menace and terrorizing people once again. But it will not happen. They are lying to themselves. That's why I was saying the other time when I was talking about the corruption in ZANU-PF, and I said, why is Mnangagwa still stealing money? You can ask yourself, how many years really does Mnangagwa still have on this earth? And why does he want to amass all those billions for? And when is he going to enjoy those billions? You won't be able to enjoy those. Because I'm telling you, as long as you are still going to work, you will never be able to enjoy. You never, you can say, yes, I still enjoy, I can go to some hotel and eat nice food or some restaurant and then entertain myself using my money. But you see what? Your time will always be consumed by the call of duty. So you are always demanded somewhere. You are always needed somewhere where you can't resist being. You just have to get there. But retirement is not that. Retirement is where you have to wake up the time you want. If you want to sleep for more hours, you can sleep. If you want your breakfast in bed, it can come in bed. If you want to, be relaxing under some shade, and then you have your stretcher bed there, and there's something like that. That's retirement. That's what is needed. It's healthy for these people. So when you see these people falling like this, it's because they are putting a toll. They are putting a demand on their bodies. These bodies are natural bodies. They are human. They will get tired. They will die eventually, and we will come out of these bodies. So if you abuse this body because of political reasons or the sake of wanting power, and you want to push this body and push it, I'm telling you, there is a day that the body will just give in. That's why you find that these guys, they die like I was saying last time, the death of the president of Namibia. People like that who are still overworking, they will die. They will just fall and die. They don't get sick because their bodies are not getting enough rest. There's a lot of pressure that comes with these top positions, I'm telling you, because there is timetables that you have to maintain. You have to be at the right place at the right time. You can't just go anywhere you want at any time. You can't sleep the hours you want. You can't have time even to listen to what is happening in your body, because somebody else will be calling you to say, this is happening. You have to be attending to meetings. You have to be organizing things. You are, it's quite a lot. It's taxing to an elderly body. But the ZANU-PF think that they are superhumans. They think that they are, the $6 million men that we used to watch when we were growing up. I don't know, family, how many still remember the $6 million man and the bionic woman. They think they are the bionic women and the $6 million men. It doesn't happen. So these people must do a favor to themselves and just go and rest and enjoy the last part of their lives. If Mnangagwa is 87 right now, I'm telling you, like I always say, that if he reaches 90, it's going to be a miracle. It's going to be a miracle because 90 is not a joke. Robert Mugabe lived longer because he did not drink whiskey, did not drink wines. He was not a drunkard. He was not a womanizer, and he exercised. Robert Mugabe exercised. He was going in the gym exactly 5 o'clock every day. That was his lifestyle. And Mugabe did not eat processed foods. He eat natural foods. I remember the time that he flew and he came to our home area when there was a funeral at one of my relatives who was actually top in the government of Mugabe. He flew and he landed with a chopper there. My own mother is the one who cooked what do you call it? For Mugabe. And when she was serving, Mugabe said, I don't eat I eat traditional natural foods. That's why he could live longer than that. But Mnangagwa, if he thinks that he will live like Mugabe did, it's going to be a big lie. So the idea of 2030, that one is a big dream, which is a pipe one. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So what we are simply saying is these people must just do a favor to themselves and go. Mohadi had resigned, remember, after his scandal. And I was talking about it just a few days ago, that Mugabe had to follow him up again and bring him back, as if in ZANU-PF there's no longer anyone else who can come and take over that position. And even the people of ZANU-PF themselves are supposed to be asking themselves questions to say, why would Mnangagwa go and take a man who had resigned on his own? Yeah, on his own volition, he retired, he resigned, and then you follow that man. Are you trying to tell us something that out of this whole party, there is no one else who can become a vice president? Even the young people, the youth of ZANU-PF, they don't think. Why do they not sit down and ask themselves in their youth gatherings, guys, why are these Madalas not opening up a space? We thought that they were going to lift up somebody who is younger to go and take that position. Whilst they are still pushing to their last days, and then young people can start to be coming in, something like that. But it seems like that door is shut. That door is closed in ZANU-PF, and yet they continue to sing hero worship to the ZANU-PF people. And what will happen eventually is that these guys will die without grooming anybody for the next leadership. That's the problem. because some people right now were supposed to be groomed for responsibility. But if you just want to be there and until you die, you go without grooming anybody into leadership. That's the same thing with the Mugabe. He did not groom. Even Mnangagwa was not groomed. That's why he's messing around like this. If he had really been groomed, Mugabe really preparing him for takeover, he could have been probably a better one than what he is today. So this is what is happening. Mohadi getting sick and sick and sick. And one day, if he collapses again like he did last time, he may not wake up again. I wish these people could just do themselves a favor and stop abusing their bodies and go and rest. Let the young people take over the country. Let young blood resume these duties so that they can also bring new ideas into the country. And our country will continue to rise. So family, let's continue to pray for this country. I'm telling you, these are demonic forces that are still whispering in these old people's ears that you can't go, you have to be there forever. So that oppression, poverty, sickness, suffering can continue to be the order of the day in Zimbabwe. But through our prayers and invoking the Spirit of God on the nation, we will definitely get these Madalas out, because God definitely is in it. God is fighting our battles. We are going to win this time around. It's not going to be any other way. God has declared the season of change for Zimbabwe. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. I will continue to be giving updates. Remember, 7:30 bulletin, the main show of the day, is going to be on the main channel, Chatufa Television Production. Don't miss that one. We are going to be talking about the war veterans and how they've reiterated that they want to join the citizens of Zimbabwe in demonstrating against Mnangagwa during the SADC summit. It's going to be very interesting. Interesting times coming ahead. God already demonstrating that he is in it, and we are going to have our country coming out. So family, thank you so much. For those that have joined us for the very first time, you have not yet subscribed to this show, please subscribe to this channel. You will continue to get updates each time that we come live on the show. Right, thank you so much. Let me sign out for now. I shall be giving you updates on the election on the main channel, Chatufa TV Production. If anything of interest comes up, you will see me coming live without notice. Shalom, be blessed.